Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, January the 7th. Time is 9:12, and we had 8:15 news this morning. Just going to bring that up on my screen. And non-farm employment change at 8:15. We have ISM, which is Red Folder News, and JOLTS job openings at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we have unemployment claims. And then Friday we have non-farm employment change again. So the difference between today's release of unemployment claim numbers is that it's a different supplier. It's a different survey of numbers. So that's the difference. And just looking at my chart this morning, it is snowing here again today. We've had snow every single day. We have so much snow here, it's crazy. But it's beautiful. So I'm on the 4-hour chart here. I'm just looking at my higher time frame levels. Um, One thing that I notice is immediately is the 4-hour candles are very tight. They're very small, which means that there's really not very much movement, and that's to be expected. It's non-farm payroll week, so um, I'm not expecting big swings in the market. So that's the first thing that I notice. And again, I'm on the 4-hour here. And the second thing is we have our 4-hour blue box here. And this has been on my chart for a little more than a month now, and this price keeps repricing to it. IPTA keeps pricing back to it. Now, just above this, we have a 1-hour BISI, and we'll see where that was generated from when we move down to the 1-hour time frame. Above that, we have a daily SIBI, and I'll move to the daily right now and show you where that's generated from. So here we are on the daily, and here is the SIBI. So price came up, touched the top of the SIBI, and then moved down overnight. Here is the hourly BISI, and then below here is this daily BISI as well, which price has moved through twice. So this is the area here that I'm most interested in. Above that, let's just go back to the 4-hour. Above the daily, above this daily SIBI here, we have previous day high, and we have previous week high. We have this swing high, which I've put a link on here, which is buy side. So this is the swing high. And then above that, and I'm not sure we're going to get above that today, but maybe next week when we have some news, we might get back to these all-time highs. But above here in the orange is this comes from the weekly wicks, but you can see here that price has once, twice, three times, four times hit into this second blue box that I have up here. But if we go to the weekly, I'll show you where these wicks, these two wicks here, and then above that is the blue box. So that is that taps into previous month high, and then of course we have all-time highs up here. So back to the 4-hour. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm on a little bit early, but I just wanted to go through a review of the chart on the higher time frame. So we're quite bullish. We're above this blue level here. We came down into this hourly BISI and then immediately started to move up. We've already come through this daily SIBI here, and above that we have previous day high, previous week high. We have this swing high here, so I've labeled this as buy side. And I'll just move these over for now, these daily, this daily busy because we've already moved through it a couple times. I'm just going to move it to the side. So that's on the 4 hour. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning, Levere. How are you this morning? Good morning, Just USA. Nice to see you. Hey, you're in Northern California. Do you get snow? Are you getting, like, are you in an area that you get snow, or is it still like reasonable? It's probably cool if you're in Northern California, I would think. It's not bad here. It's about -7, -8, but we have a ton of snow. Okay, so this is on the 4 hour. And so what I would be looking for is for price to move as far down as possible before moving up again. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a higher price, but I want to see price have a manipulation to the downside. Again, if we look at the 4 hour candles here, they're very short, they're very stubby. Price is really not moving very much in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 hours. Okay, so there's not much. I'm here to price read today. I'm not sure that I'll find a trade today. And then Thursday and Friday, no trades for me. So I'm going to be off Thursday and Friday. I won't be tape reading until Monday. Okay, so let's move down to the 1 hour. Again, here is our daily SIBI. So price moved up to the top of that SIBI yesterday, came back down into this 1 hour busy, and has been moving back up into this area. Right above here, previous day high. It's quite possible we'll retest the previous day high. And we did hit that previous day high yesterday, Tuesday, and 1800 hours. Above that, we've got the previous week high, and then this buy side wick here. If we slip and price moves down, well, we'll be looking for reaction in this hourly busy. And then below that, again, we have this 4 hour blue zone that's been an area that price has gravitated to for about 5 weeks now. So let's go down to the 5 minute. And we'll take a look at what Asia and London have done overnight. Let's make my screen a little bit bigger here. Okay, so Asia, it's a little bit hard to see. This blue box here, very light colored blue box, this is Asia. So Asia overnight came down, so it was trending. Then London moved up for the first 90 minutes, London moved up, and then it pressed down into this hourly busy, dropped around here for a bit, and then we got a nice smart money reversal here. So what does that look like? We had a low, high, and we did not have a lower low here. But if we look at ES, this is probably an SMT with ES. So low, high, lower, low, and then price started to move its way up. It was a little bit messy, but this is a smart money reversal here, and then price moved back into this hourly busy, and then dropped. This is AM, the first 90-minute cycle of. Sorry, this here is AM, the first 90-minute cycle, and we're currently in the second 90-minute cycle. First 90-minute cycle starts at 7 a.m., ends at 8:30, and then the second AM cycle begins at 8:30 and finishes 90 minutes later, be 10 a.m. So that's kind of the overall mood. We do have news. This is my vertical line here for 10 a.m. news. So I won't be doing anything before news. So we may have manipulation in and around news, or we may not have manipulation until closer to the second macro, which is 10:45. So we'll just watch. We'll see what happens. Oh, just USA, you're in Atlanta. Okay. Hey, Sia. How are you today? Well, Atlanta should have definitely some nicer weather, that's for sure. Probably pretty warm in Atlanta, I would think. Okay, let's just take a quick look at ES. I want to take a look and see if there was yeah, so here's a good example here of, let's go down even to I just want to show you the SMT between ES and NQ, and that was at 4:20 this morning. This was at 5:30. So if let's go down to the 2 minute because we'll be able to see the detail just a little better. Okay, and let's just take off the 369 stuff. Okay, so we had price coming down, 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 down. Price moved up. Sorry, so price moved down, down, down. We formed this low, then we formed a high. Let me just put this breaker in. So here's our low, here's our high, here's our lower low, and then we would be expecting a higher high, right? So here's our breaker. And then if we look over here on ES, we have the same thing. So remember when we have a breaker or a smart money reversal on both ES and NQ, it's a higher probability reversal. So we have a low, a high, a lower low, and a higher high. So there we have our breaker on both ES and NQ. Here's our SMT. So you can see here that on this candle, this was not the lowest. Here was the lower. We took out the low. And here on NQ, NQ did not take out the low. You see the difference here? So here was our low, and this candle did not take out the low. And here we had a low, and this candle did take out the low. So that is a nice SMT, very, very clean. And so we have a low, high, lower low, higher high. Let's take a look at what else we need. We need an we need an inverted fair value gap. We need a fair value gap. Here we have a BISI. We need a change in the state of delivery. Low, high, lower, low. So this was our lowest candle here, and this is the series of down close candles that was responsible for pushing price up. So here's our change in the state of delivery. And once price got above here, price came in, you could have entered here, you could have entered here, you could have entered here, and then taken price up. Now, price hasn't moved up very far because, well, it was early morning price action. It was not inside a macro. You can see here we're at 4:20. So what we're missing here is the macro time. The next time price came back down was at 5:32. And again, we're still not in a macro. To wait for the macro, we'd have to wait for 5:32, and then right here is 5:46. So having the manipulation here, this is where we could look at an entry here. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So hopefully you're able to spot these breaker blocks, these smart money reversals, because they happen every day. What we're looking for is we're looking for high quality reversals into key levels. This is into the BISI, so this is a key level. And we want enough RR so that we can have a minimum 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 RR. Okay, so the market's opening in about 2 minutes here. And again, we have 10 a.m. news, so I won't be doing anything before 10 a.m. Our London high that's already been taken. So we'll see if price comes down here to take London low or the AM low. So far this would be the AM low down here. Asia low has already been taken. So if I believe that price is moving higher, I would want to see a manipulation lower. So looking for lower prices and then to move higher. Previous day high being up here. So let's see if price will make a run this morning for London low. Somewhere in this hourly busy here. We have a 4-hour SIBI here. This is just on the 4-hour here. So let's see if price makes a dive down here for London. Sweep the lows before moving up. First fair value gap on ES. Oh, disappeared. First fair value gap on NQ. ES making a bit of a run below. We could run for previous day high before 10 o'clock news. Yeah, YM is heading south, and ES and NQ are more bullish, so there is a divergence between the three indices. Let's see if we get a sweep maybe of the previous day high. Price stop just below previous day high. ES has not taken previous day high. And YM is giving us doji. This is on the 1 hour, the indices here. This reminds me of the Benham model. It's like it's straight up and then straight down. Do have an SMT here, but that's not the driver of a smart money reversal. The driver has to be that we come into an area and purge liquidity, and with previous day high above us, I think this is probably where price wants to go. So looking for an SMT before purging in a higher time frame doesn't make any sense. But I'm just pointing this out that you can see there's an SMT here, but it's not relevant at this time. Anyone else notice how great that first presented fair value gap is every day? Like, gosh, you could use that as a strategy all by itself. Hey, good morning, minimalist. Yeah, exactly, minimalist. That's what I was just saying is that first presented fair value gap day after day after day just seems to be a good strategy all by itself. Peter, I see it as like it's a good continuation model. I see it as a good continuation model, right? Where obviously the morning move was at 6 a.m., 421, 6 a.m. It's easier to see on the 4-hour candle. 6 a.m. move. Here's the low, and then here's the distribution. And on days like this, where price has made the low really, really early in the day, maybe that's something to look at. That first presented fair value gap is just a nice continuation. Hey, good morning. I think it's Linda. So previous day high taken. What is YM doing? Everyone has taken the previous day high. Yeah, that would be a nice clean trade. So I'm gonna think about adding that to my strategy, that on days where the move has started earlier in the day, that first presented fair value gap. I mean, I wouldn't enter on this candle. I would probably have entered on this candle with a stop loss at the swing low. Okay, so we've got a sweep here. It's 9:42 with 10 a.m. news. Next target would be previous week high, and then this red line here, this is the swing high. We just go back to the hourly. This previous week high here, and then the swing high here. I think every day this week that first presented fair value gap was would have been a good entry. All the way up, we've got these SMTs just supporting the move up. 90-minute, 30-minute. So you can see through our 4-hour candle, we have swept all of this. Previous day high purged. Really strong push. All-time highs being at 7015 for ES. NQ is still pretty far off all-time highs. Here's the push up above previous day high. And then we have these 3 SMTs weekly. Yeah, exactly. You know, everybody's got to have their own rules on how they trade. Um, I wait for 10 o'clock news, especially this week. But yeah, I mean, you got to build into your trading plan what your rules are, right? You guys do you. This week, for me, it's a very light week because non-farm payroll is just generally not a good week for me for trading. Um, and I won't be trading Thursday and Friday. It's very wicky. You need a bigger stop loss. So that just breaks all of my rules. That's why I don't take many trades on non-farm payroll. Next week is going to be a good week for trading. Remember to like, share, subscribe, guys. If you find this tape reading helpful, just remember that I am not a signal service. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't advise anyone to trade because it's risky. Let's see if we can take previous day high here. We're so bullish. Let's see what happens at 10. So again, you can see the breaker blocks all the way up, right? So when price is trending, an easy way to spot that price is trending is just look for the breaker blocks. So it's high, low, higher, high, low, higher, high, low, higher, high, low, higher, high. That's a really easy way if you're confused about institutional order flow. Also, if you're confused about institutional order flow, always go up to the hourly and wait until you can identify on the hourly which direction order flow is. Is it bearish or bias? So if you're confused on the lower time frame, go up to the hourly time frame and stay there until you feel sure which direction price is moving in. So we got YM. YM is going to a different party. ES and NQ are going downtown Manhattan, and YM is catching a plane for Canada. A little bit of consolidation here ahead of news. See if we can grab these previous week highs. This entry here at around 420, 320, right inside this hourly would have been a very nice area to have entered the trade or entered long. Here's the ES. Took previous month high, previous day high, previous week high. ES is on fire here. So I'm adding the first presented fair value gap on days um, on continuation days because clearly the entry was at 4 a.m., 4:20 a.m. this morning. I mean that was the clear entry. the low if your narrative is higher time frame. So if your narrative is bullish, and then just using that first presented fair value gap as your entry point. Okay. Let's see if NQ takes previous week high. 1 minute until news. See if we get a push up. Here we go. 10 o'clock candle opens. Push down. Yeah, ES is really volatile, pushing below first presented fair value gap. SMT, manipulation. It's a horrible entry. I want to be more patient. I want to practice discipline here. Okay, so we have our fair value gap. SMT. Yeah, I'm gonna be super patient here. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me back to reality. This daily SIBI here and this first presented fair value gap. So let's take a look. See the 4-hour candle open. It's made a wick here. Could see some distribution to take the lows. ES is just running. YM is running. Let's see if we can just maybe get back into this SIBI here. We have a sweep, previous day high. Let's see if the SIBI holds. Quite a divergence here. ES is tapped back into the first presented fair value gap. Looks like it's bearish. I think this is a good entry here. I could be way wrong, so don't copy my trade. It's pretty ugly all around. Yeah, it's pretty ugly all around. Yeah, I'm gonna exit. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go for previous week high. Okay, hands off. Yeah, and there's not a great inverted fair value gap on this side. Like it's pretty crunchy all the way up here. Might be better to wait for the next macro. Yeah, and the 4 hour, here's the low, and then moving up. Yeah, could go and take these wicks here. YM continuing to move down. So there is divergence between the three indices. And ideally, we want the three indices moving in the same direction. So I was too quick. I was too quick on this. That's my fault. I was too quick on this entry today. I know better. Could be using this SIBI here as support. Inverted fair value gap acting as support. Yeah, all in all, we've got ES and YM going down, NQ going up. So NQ might be running for previous week high. Yeah, I think it's just risky because the three indices are really they're not in alignment, right? It could be a trap either way. I mean, we've taken previous day high, previous month high. Those are pretty big key levels. YM all-time high. ES is just came up, came down, back into this SIBI here and is continuing down. So we may see a short from NQ. See if we could get below this inverted fair value gap, and then change in the state of delivery is down here. So change in the state of delivery you could look at is here. This last push up before price started to move down. Inverted fair value gap, fair value gap. Macro has ended. I think I'm going to wait for the next macro. I think I'm just going to sit on my hands and man, I'm conflicted. No, I got to follow my rules. just using level head here, I'd be way more interested if price got below this daily SIBI. Yeah, a key level. I just think that there's so much divergence here. ES might have been like a nice, anyway, with divergence, right? It's confusing, and I think this is what price does during non-farm payroll. This is why I hate this week. I like literally when I can do it, I'm going to vacation the first week of every month. I'm not even going to be on the chart for non-farm payroll. Yes, may have found the basement here. I mean, it's got an SMT, but it might be moving back up, and NQ might be going up as well. Above the change of the state of delivery, above the SIBI. There's the daily holding. When in doubt, sit on your hands. Back into the bearish breaker. I mean, there are a lot of confluences here for a short. We got a breaker, we got a change of the state of delivery. We're still inside this inverted fair value gap, rejecting from the breaker. We are above this daily. Let's see what the next macro brings. This could be the high of the morning at 25,880. It's a nice round number. Three above here. Not that I care. We haven't broken this low here. Higher lows. Okay, so how many people think at the next macro we're going bullish, and how many people think we're going bearish? So put a 1 in if you're bullish, and put a 2 in the chat if you're bearish. 1 for bullish, 2 for bearish. There, you're bullish. Bullish. Everybody's bullish. So we're above this breaker now, so I'm just going to get rid of that. ES has not taken London low yet. Days like this, you just can't wait for price action to get back to like being normal and regular. This is like, this is what makes trading feel so hard, is a day like today. Yeah, this is like, to me, this is, I hate this kind of price action. I like it when it's just super clear. We know what direction we're running in. Yeah, make NQ great again. That's the quote of the week. Make NQ great again. Give me like an easy, no-brainer trade. Give me something that I just look at and I go, that's an entry. Although I really do think that there's merit in considering on days where trend is continuing, when there's a very clear continuation of trend, I think there's that first presented fair value gap is a really good PD array to utilize. Okay, all you bullish guys. taking the high again. Yes, trying to get above first presented fair value gap again. Let's see if ES pushes through that SIBI. Looks like it's pushing up through that SIBI, and NQ is taking previous week high. Good for you, just USA. Well, it's setting up to be an interesting week, especially with CPI and PPI next week. You know, it should be interesting to see if we take all-time highs and run north from there. Definitely interesting. See you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in today. Actually, I won't be here tomorrow because I don't trade Thursday and Friday of non-farm payroll. So, yeah. So Friday was the low, and then it's just been moving up since, using this 4-hour area as support, moving up to this next BISI, using this as support, retesting it, moving up through this daily SIBI. See if at some point it comes back to retest here, and then moving up again. So, you know, what we've got above us is we've got this buy side, this swing high here. And then from there, we move into this whole area that we just have not been into since December the 5th, like the beginning of December. We haven't been up here since this is just prior to Christmas here, this area here, and price was weak and just didn't want to get up to here. But, you know, looks like we could push up into this area. So this area, lots of liquidity up here, lots of pushes up into the previous month high. This is the previous month high above these big wicks here. And then from there, we got all-time highs up at 26,670. So interesting times. Be really nice to get up here into this liquidity. Whoa. Okay, right back into the daily here. So a huge sell-off from previous week high. Huge push down. See you, Livier. See you next Monday. So a retest of this area here, but very violent push down. Super violent push down. Next macro starting in a couple minutes. Yeah, exactly. Even with stop losses, the slippage on that kind of a move, it's just this is what we see on non-farm payroll. It's just these aggressive moves, really wicky both ways. Just USA, yep. So the top of this wick, so Just USA is pointing out that the top of this wick here, this December 26th, this high here, which is where our buy side is at this point. Let me move this out of the way. Just touch just below that. We got these equal highs here. I mean, this whole area in here on the hourly, these are, remember just prior to Christmas, that consolidation we were in, like it was really tight consolidation. So price is just kind of pushed up, maybe taken some liquidity from here, retested back into this daily SIBI, and possibly may continue pushing up to this swing high here, which was the swing high was from December the 26th, right here. What a ride. Our 4 hour 4 hour candle is just snapping back and forth here. This wick off this candle, taking out sell side here. Came down, grabbed some liquidity, pushed back up. It's fun tape reading this kind of price action. Like it's crazy, uh, the moves, but also really super interesting to dissect. We might see some price distortion in and around this area now. We've got a 90-minute SMT to the downside. We've got a 90-minute SMT to the upside. Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm gonna wait for the market to figure out. But it was fun. It was fun watching this morning. So guys, I think I'm going to I know it's the beginning of the macro, but like I'm not engaging with this. So I think I'm just going to end the stream for now. Stay safe. Tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I am not on the charts at all. I'll be waiting for Monday. And I'll be doing analysis 2 p.m. on Sunday after this week finalizes, and we take a look at next week's news calendar. What are the best days to trade? And I think there's 4 days that are earmarked as good trading days next week with CPI, PPI, unemployment. I think it's unemployment, and possibly retail sales. I can't remember, but I think there's 4 days of red folder news that should be good days for looking for a trade. So anyway, thanks for joining. Always appreciate you guys, and stay safe. I'm taking my dog out for a good snowy walk this afternoon. So anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you on Sunday afternoon. Okay, bye for now.